Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 9 of Stellaris as the Chinor Stellar Union. One thing I was just thinking about actually as this game loaded in, and I was thinking about some of the mechanics, thinking about the speed that the game runs. If I just go ahead and unpause here, we can actually go below normal speed. We can go down to slow and even down to slowest. Why would you ever want to go below normal? Normal seems slow enough as it is. Seems slower than Europa Universalis on speed 1. Okay, so we've got another system surveyed. So let's go and just sort of back out of there. That's not a bad system actually. It's got some stuff. It's got some what is that? Betharian. There's some Betharian there. We've also got some energy credits and some minerals. Our mineral gain at the moment is actually really good. It's our energy credits where we're having problems. So the things that we need to really do, first of all, we need to try and build up to our force limit and get a stronger fleet. We also need to increase our science output because, like most strategy games, being ahead of your opponents in science is going to be an advantage. Let's go ahead and continue to try and survey some of the planets and systems around near where we are based. So things are going quite well at the moment. What is this we have here? We actually have a mission to do, actually. Let's go ahead and do that one instead. So let's go and research that project. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get back there, but it's probably well worth doing. So we've got 4 worlds now. We were having a few problems before with... I've actually got a few little missions and things we're doing here. We've got a few problems with... starvation. We've had some issues with food that we need to sort out. Again, we've still got this issue with energy credits, so we really want to try and get that stuff sorted. You guys are in orbit. You guys are over there for some reason. You should go and enter the orbit there as well. Yep, Lucas, you can go and research that anomaly. Ah, there we go. That's what that is. That was that new frigate that we actually got for free. That's going to increase our military power quite considerably. That's 96 power just in a single ship. Is actually really, really good for us. And again, we don't like this settled planet over here. That's a little bit annoying. But these guys are a little bit too strong for us to take on right now. Now, there's also a few things that we can actually go and research over here as well, but it's in somebody else's space, so we can try and get civilian access in order to be able to do that. And we could go and do these missions. What are all these missions? Is these alien specimen procurement? Probably. So what have we got here? A micro-singularity recently intersected Neshmet 4, passing straight through the core and emerging on the other side of the planet. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly in a way that defies the current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. That's +3 science on... Is it the star? No, it's actually just on the planetoid itself. Not fantastic, not a great system really, so I don't really know what we'd want to do about that. It does mean that that ship is now available to go off and do some other stuff. Maybe we want to go and try and do these... research missions over here. Well, I had them a second ago. And now they've all disappeared. Where have all those research missions gone that we saw here just a second ago? Can't see them again now. Okay, that's fair enough. In which case, we will continue to explore around. Let's go and survey this star here then. Fine, if that's how you're going to be. Still a few places that we should survey to complete some of these missions. Now then, how are our borders expanding? We were hoping that we'd be able to grab Hixar at some point because we'd like to get the additional energy credits from that. Now, a lot of that is going to be based on the population growth on this planet here. Now, it does have 5 food, which is good. It means we are growing. We are about to get a new population here. Now, also, we want to get the science that allows us to clear these sinkholes, because they're a bit of a pain. Also, so is the quicksand. So, if we can get those, that's going to be really good for us. We have a hostile fleet, as usual. We've just ran into them on that little planetoid there. That's fine. We could go over there with our military fleet. Let's go ahead and merge them together. Obviously, this can be a little bit costly, because we are leaving sort of spaceport, as it were. And as you can see, as soon as we do that, we go into negative balance. And it'll be even better when we get crew quarters in our spaceport. because then it'll be even cheaper when we're docked up. So that'll help a bit. It does mean we'll have to get a better spaceport to do that. Fusion power, better energy storage capacity, which is for our energy credits. And we've now got the fusion reactors that we can put on our ships. So we need a new research project here. Survey speed plus 5%. That's actually not bad. A lot of interesting things that we could start researching. Definitely need to get our research speed up. Now then, are we really going to be putting any more colonies down? We will do at some point, and it is a cheap tech. Let's go and grab it. It's probably worth getting it now as opposed to not having it when we come to colonize again. At the end of the day, being able to colonize quite quickly is a very good thing because these have reappeared. Annoying. Being able to colonize quite quickly is a very good thing because when you're colonizing, it costs you a lot of energy credits. So getting it done over and done with quicker is going to be better. I'm not too sure why they disappear from time to time. There's the construction done. And that was our build queue on this world here. Obviously there's no one there yet because the population is greyed out. It's sort of translucent. That's because that population is still growing, so it's not going to do anything until it actually becomes a fully fledged population. We need to like sort of clear off some of these tiles that generate food and energy credits and stuff like that. So the quicker we can actually get those sinkholes removed, the better. Not too sure which particular branch of science that's going to be in. I can't remember whether, I think it's under engineering. We'll have to have a look. This one's going to finish soon anyway, hopefully. A few more months and that will be done. We'll go and clear this these mining drones out up here. And then hopefully we can use our science vessels. Let's just go up to the faster speed, actually. Not an awful lot going on, so it's a little bit pointless running at this slow speed. Then we'll see if we can get open borders with these guys and go and investigate these things. Now that's actually on that planet which is in our system anyway, so there's only 2 in there. So the way open borders work is you can get 2 types of access. You can get access for civilian ships, which is basically construction ships, science ships and colonial ships, and you can also get access for military ships as well. So it's obviously, I believe, easier to get access for your civilian ships to move through somebody else's space than it is to actually have your armada moving through somebody else's space. Complete. There we go, research is complete. We've now unlocked the ion thrusters, so that's some small thrusters we could put on our ships. But before we go and do that, yeah, we don't have any option here to get those tiles cleared. Improved spaceports will be really good for us, because then we can actually build a better spaceport. Let's go ahead and do that. It's a relatively small amount of science required to do it, so it shouldn't take too long. We've got a science ship here that has finished. So let's go and get you to research that project, and then you can research that project, and then... Oh, that one's already in progress, apparently. Okay, that's fine. Well, we'll queue you up to do those 2. And then we'll see if we can get the open borders with these. We can go and try that now, actually. So they're friendly. They're actually inferior at the moment, which is good. Anyone whose fleet power is inferior gives the possibility of being able to attack them. So that might be something that we want to do. For the time being, though, let's just go and offer a trade deal. And what we want them to do, which is here on the right-hand side, so it's kind of the opposite way around to Civ. We want border access, and we want... So you have station rights as well. Allows the other party to construct military and wormhole stations within our borders. Allows the other party's ships to move within our borders. Now, which way round this? We want to... Yeah, they've got to give it. They've got to give civilian access. So that would allow the other party, which is us, to move civilian ships through their borders. We have to give them something in exchange. Maybe they would like a couple of minerals per turn, or a couple of minerals per month. We can spare that. 10 years is more than enough. We'll see if they accept, because they're not always guaranteed to. Let's have a quick look. Yep, they've accepted. So now we can move our science ships through there. So let's just get you to research this project and research this project. It also means we can have a little bit of a scout around and see what their fleets are doing. So our fleet is in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. Now, another thing we're probably going to want to do is upgrade the fleet as well. We could probably also get ourselves another ship or two. And our northern neighbour might be our first target. We may want to try and vassalize them, make them a little bit stronger. We finished a special project, the Snirren Secured. Snirrens are large burrowing creatures that live beneath the dunes of the vast equatorial deserts on the CUS. Now, why are the deserts on a ship? CUS Dorgjash, which is actually one of these ships that is failing to rename properly, is a ship. When these predators sense movement in the sand above, they immediately raise dozens of tool spikes on their backs in the hope of impaling something edible. Finding a suitable specimen provided difficult at first, until hundreds of tracked remote-controlled drones were dispatched across the desert in random directions. This led to the discovery and procurement of an unusually large specimen that had grown more than 100 spikes on its back. Okay, so that gives us a lot of society research, which is fantastic. Well, that battle was nice and easy. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So how much is it going to cost us? 550 minerals to upgrade all of these ships. And that's because we have picked up a few different techs that will improve these things quite considerably. I believe that's going to be better thrusters. We'll have a look in a moment. We'll get these guys going back home as soon as they have finished this battle here. There we go. That's that battle finished. So let's just get out of there. We'll send these guys back to our home system. So, if you wouldn't mind returning. So, let's just have a quick look. We've got another... That's the timed mission. We've encountered some more aliens. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and make contact with them. So, let's have a look at our ship design for our corvettes. So, we've still got these small red lasers on there. We do have the better fusion reactors now, which means we can actually run better shields. So we can't put anything else on these. If we wanted even better shields, we'd have to remove a fusion reactor, and then we wouldn't be generating enough power. So even though there's 6 slots visualized, there's only 5 we can use. That's because of the core type we're using, which is this one, the Intercept core. So we can only use 3 weapon slots and 5 utility slots. So we'll have better shields. That's basically what the upgrade is that we're going to be paying for. Which I don't mind. How long is it actually going to take us to get the tech for the better spaceports? Where are we? It is going to be this one, which is going to take 46 months, which is quite a bit of time. Let's have a look on these guys. Are we... Yeah, they're still equivalent. So maybe these guys we leave alone for now. And we could probably attack these guys and vassalize them, possibly. Looks like they only have 4 planets. We don't know how big their fleet is. So we'll have to have a little bit of a look around and see what we can find there. But we do want to make sure that we are well enough to go and attack them without fear of retaliation. So it's a little bit of a gamble sometimes. I'm still really hoping my borders stretch as far as Hicks are here. Have we still not grown our population here yet? No, we're still waiting for this population to grow. 37 of 40. There's another special project done there. After successfully translating their language, we've established communication with the Hulfir Confederation. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities have been terminated. So we've got these guys. I speak for the Executive Spurblig and the wealthy elite of the Hulfir Confederation. We are always looking for new trading partners, and hopefully we can come to some sort of accommodation that will benefit the commerce of both nations. Yep, friendly response. These guys seem like they are a good eggs. Let's go and have a word with them. They don't like us very much. That's because they are evangelizing zealots. Well, that's nice. Because we like science and they're zealots. We'll go and try and... We'll try and send an embassy. See if we can make them like us a little bit more. If not, we might just have to go and destroy them at some point. So, what have we got here? The Zulkor Swarm secured. The Zulkor are swarming insect analogues, usually both for their large size and the fact that they are lithivores, feeding off rocks and minerals in the ground. One of the shuttles belonging to the CUS, I think that's the Karsten, sustains serious damage when it inadvertently passed through a large swarm of several Zulkors began to feed on its hull. The construction of the special containment facilities required to hold these creatures has already begun at the Museum of Xenobiology on Chikura, and we get some more social research. Fantastical. This is our combat fleet. Let's get you, well, repaired up first. You're not taking a lot of damage, but if we get you docked up, it probably won't cost us quite as much in energy credits. I'm a little bit disappointed how many energy credits we're losing. We definitely need to try and find a way to improve that. We're waiting for this population to grow here. Once that does, then we'll actually have some more energy coming out from Chikura. There's another special project. Right, we're really getting through these now, aren't we? The Gaulanthers are large, flat herbivores that have evolved internal gas pockets, enabling them to hover a few centimetres above the ground. They move about in herds consisting of a few dozen animals, grazing on moss and lichen that can be found in the windswept plains of CUS Dorgjash. Now, CUS Dorgjash is a ship, which is actually the Githian. This is still the press version, by the way. Bear in mind that at this point I'm playing version 0.9, so there are bound to be a few little bugs and bits and pieces like that. They are ruthlessly hunted by the apex predators. What? And our biologists on the ship estimate that only a few hundred herds remain. One of these, consisting of 9 animals, has been successfully collected and brought back to Chikura. So that's some more social research. Fantastic. So I'm just basically wanting to go through and have a quick look at these worlds and see if there's any tiles that we can upgrade that would actually give us some better energy output. The answer to that at the moment is kind of like, no, not really. We could go ahead on one of these. Why don't you have an adjacency bonus on anything? Somebody's just died. Let's go ahead and build a... Do you want to go for the power hub? I guess putting... So it's only plus 10% energy credits on the planet. That's the planet's not really putting any out. It's not really worth it. So we'll just build a normal one there. Who has died? Our Admiral has died at the age of 74. So we need to make sure we go and get ourselves a new Admiral. So we can have one with 15% evasion, we can have one that's minus 15% to ship upkeep, and one that gains more experience. I think we're actually going to get the one that has the minus 15% to upkeep. While we're having some sort of cash flow problems, that certainly seems like the better idea. Now that they're all repaired, we also want to go and do the upgrades. That's going to take quite a while. So we're still losing energy credits here. We still have our negative balance. How's the borders going? Did we actually expand there? That is this world, isn't it? Yep, it is. No, the population did grow. It is expanding again. The borders haven't really popped, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. We could... Right, do we have surplus food here? We do. We could theoretically just sort of move you into that tile there for the time being. It's going to slow down the growth because we won't be making quite as much food, but on the plus side, at least we're now not losing energy credits, so that's a good thing. So, we'll get back out of their space. I don't think there's anything else here that we need to survey, so we can just sort of bug out of there. What have we got coming in here? Are they just gas grazers again? Just random alien vessel of an unidentified empire. Interesting. We don't know who they are. They look like space amoebas, to be honest. Looks like they're warping somewhere as well. Someone's got warp technology. Not warp technology, wormhole technology, because they've just jumped. Anything else we could build here that would improve things? Yes, we could go and build ourselves something on this tile. And we probably... Oh, we don't have a planetary administration here. And we need 5 population before we can do that, so we'll have to wait, unfortunately. But the Udlorans secured. The crew of the Carston has managed to collect a small group of Udlorans from the icy surface of... You see, again, it's the ship name. It needs fixing. Fix your stuff, Paradox. These white furry omnivores wrap themselves into tight balls and roll across the snowfields at astonishing speeds. They sound quite cute. One animal was clocked at over 80 kilometers per hour. This aided in their detection, since the passage of their rolling forms kicks up huge plumes of swirling snow. Another 173 society research. I'm not too sure if this is working properly, because it certainly doesn't seem to be giving us much of a boost with the look of things, but We shall see. Anyway, this ship has now finished whatever it was doing. Let's go ahead and... well, let's survey this system first. And then we'll go and get that debris that's there. Make sure we are unpaused. So we have got both of our science vessels doing stuff now. We've also got this thing here that I need to get sorted. We'll sort that out later on when you come back, which won't take too long for now. What have we got here? Inactive building, which is this one, which is an energy building, which is a little bit unfortunate. Nobody's working it. Let's move you out of the one food building into the energy building. We can also go ahead and upgrade this energy building into a power plant. Let's go and do that. Another special project. I can't even be bothered to read this one. Okay, 173 society research. So we're on 971. So if we go and click that, it still says we're on 971. No, it's gone up. But we've just gone through the beginning of the month. So it's only added 30 something. But there again, I'm not too sure how that works. Oh, we have stored research. Why is there stored? Stored monthly gain. Research is used to research technologies. We can increase our output by building bio labs in our colonies or by constructing research stations around the planet. So why do we have stored research? Maybe it's not used on the current project, but on the next project? Seems strange that it stores it up. Okay. Interesting. That's a little interesting little mechanic that I hadn't noticed before. The Githian has finished. Let's get you down and checking out this. Research this project. Those are the gas grazers. They are fine. So are you guys still inferior to us? You are. You're inferior and you're friendly. We still need to make sure that we are at our maximum fleet capacity before we even try and do anything to them. In my sort of other game, my sort of test game I was playing, it's so very easy to think, oh, they're inferior, we're going to win this easily, and then you just instantly get wrecked by them. So you do have to be careful. Okay, we can see some of their ships now. So there is their fleet. Their first task force. Their first task force is 434 strength. Well, our squadron's 886, which is significant. Now, we don't know whether or not they've got any other ships around. Now, what we can see here is, first of all, if we look at RS, RS is their capital, their homeworld. You can always tell the homeworld because if you look at the flag to the left of the name, the homeworld has these little sort of yellow triangles around them. Makes it look a little bit like a star. Same as we've got on our homeworld. So this is their homeworld. You can also see here they've got a wormhole station. So these guys are actually using the wormhole technology. Now, why that allows them to travel around very quickly from point to point, we can also really screw them over. If I get a fleet in here and destroy their wormhole, it really stops them, or at least really reduces the possibilities they have for moving around. So you can cut their fleet off if you are clever enough. So we might actually have a go at that. But we do want to build up to our force limit, and we're not going to bother attacking them in this video because we are about to finish. At the same time, we are also going to need to build up an attacking army because we don't have much of an army at all on our homeworld, really. Our defensive army is actually quite poor. So what we need to do, I think we will... so they cost maintenance as well, which is also problematic. So we are going to need to build up an army. We are going to need a defensive army as well. But for the time being, I think we will start to queue up an assault army so that we can go in there and start taking over some planets. But that will be next time. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying Stellaris. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.